Want to paint something absolutely adorable? Today we're painting this cute bunny boba tea, and I'll guide you through every step. So let's grab your brushes, and we're going to jump right in. So I want you to notice how I'm tinting my paint. So I have those dollops of white paint on there. It's going to make it lighter. So I want to have some contrast with the lighter background. And my color gradation for this painting is going to go from pink to purple, or purple to pink. I like to get the edges of my canvas too, so that way I don't have to actually put it in a frame. I can hang it up on my wall. And now with my clean brush, I washed my brush off and just went back over my gradation again. So here's our drawing. So now that your canvas is dry, so we're going to make 2 dots. That determines the width of this cup. Now I'm just going to curve a line down. So today we're going to make this look 3D because we're drawing with forms. Alright, let's curve a line to the left. This is the lip of the cup, and a line to the right. When drawing cylinders, we want to match this line that curves down. And then I'm going to make 2 dots. This is going to be to determine the width of the base of the cup. And in art, we call this proportions, size relationships in the drawing. And now I'm going to, once again, draw a matching line that curves down. So add a little bit of overlapping there, and another line that curves down. I'm going to draw the 2 little paws that are hanging over the edge of the cup. So like I said, proportions are size relationships in the drawing. So in relationship to the cup, how big is this bunny's head going to be? So I'm going to make a mark up here. I think it's going to be about that tall. And now I'm going to curve a line down to the left. Curving line to the left. And now I'm going to curve a line to the right. You can see the bottom is a little bit wider because it's going to create the cheeks for a cute little bunny rabbit today. If you didn't know this, if you have a magic eraser, like the Mr. Clean brand, it'll actually erase Posca paint marker off your canvas. So it actually will erase. And we can paint right over these white outlines today. We're not going to see them. So you don't have all that mess sometimes of, with all the pencil and graphite and stuff. We'll have a nice clean drawing with these white Posca paint markers. So this is the shape for the bunny rabbit's ears. This is the inner part of the ear we're drawing today. I have a circle tool which I like to use for these Kawaii style characters. Obviously you don't need one, you could just freehand draw it. But for these characters, it's like their focal point, right? You're kind of drawn towards their eyes. These big eyes, their little nose, little mouth, just draw you in. That's what makes these characters so cute and adorable. I'm working on the 2 white dots inside of the eye. And Kawaii style means cute. It's cute in Japanese. And as you know, in Japan they have their cute culture. And Kawaii style characters have become very popular. It's our little nose. We're going to draw these lines that curve down, excuse me. 2 lines that curve down. And then we have one larger line that curves down. Add on some eyebrows. That wasn't too hard. Now we're going to move on to painting. I'm using gold and fluid acrylic paints. But our first color mix, we're going to have white, which is a tiny little bit of yellow. Not very much at all. And I want you to notice how much paint I am actually going to be picking up on my brush. Small, look at that, barely any. Hardly any at all. I just want to just barely put some white in there. I want you to look at this color palette that I have. I got this at Hobby Lobby. I think you probably get it on Amazon, but the reason I like them is because you can put your color in the circular side on the left, and on the right hand side you can build up your gradation of value. So what I like to do is I like to start off with my lightest value first, and like I showed you, I put just a little bit of the color into a lot of white, and then I'll start putting more color into the white paint, building up my medium values and also my darker values. Here's our next color mix, and we're basically making a hot pink. Now if you do get golden fluid acrylic paints, they have a virtual color mixer on their website, and that's what I screenshot for you, so you can kind of see the color mixes that we're creating. Look how light my color is. So I always like to start with my lightest color first, and I like to build up the value. So this is a light pink I'm putting down. I'm also going to work that into the cup. Now I'm starting to go darker underneath the lid of the cup. And now I'm going in pretty much mixing right on top of the tinted paint, sometimes with the red. If I want to go with a darker value, sometimes I'll just pick up that red paint right off the circular side, and I'll mix it into the wet paint onto my canvas. So if you're having a hard time getting that value to get a little bit darker, you can just get a little bit of that color and mix it right in on the canvas. This is our light purple. It's a blue violet that we're going to make. We're going to use this to create the shadows on the ear and on the bottom part of the head. And these are tints that we're making. So a tint is when you add white to a color, and you're starting to see now, this is starting to look 3D, guys. It's starting to look pretty awesome. And these Kawaii style characters are known for their pastel colors. And as you know, pastel colors are tinted. There's white added to them. So here's the shading, adding it into the paws and the bottom part of the head. And now I've got some white. Now I'm going to start blending it up. Kind of blending my shading up. So it went from that lighter purple, and when I blend up, it's even lighter than that. And before you know it, you're going to see this really looks three-dimensional. Look at that, guys. Same thing with the little bunny paws. I'm going to add a little bit of that light yellow color that we made and put that on the cup. Now here's the yellow green. So I'm going to go in and just put a little bit of the green into the yellow. And once again, I'm starting off with a very light value. Putting in that base color. Okay, once we get that base color in, now we're going to start building up the value on the right hand side there. So we're saying that the light source is on the left hand side. So that means the darker side is going to be on the right. Now did you notice I picked up the color right off the circular side? And that was the straight color with no white paint added to it, because I'm mixing it right on the canvas right now. And then if I need to, I can go back with my medium value and start blending. See how I'm going back and blending it in so it has a nice smooth gradation of value. Look how cool that looks. It's like magic. That's why I love art. It's like we're creating this illusion, making this flat canvas appear to be three-dimensional. I'm actually adding the green, so it's this bunny rabbit's gonna have green and purple eyes today. And here's the purple. Now, I am going to use the Posca paint markers, the Uni Posca paint markers today. And I'm going to be using them for outlining and also to create the backgrounds. But you know what? If you don't have the Posca paint markers, you could still use a small paintbrush to do all your outlining work. And I know if you've painted with me before, you've heard me talk about hard edge brushwork. So when you're painting your edges, it's just like drawing a line. Hold the paintbrush just like you would a marker and just draw your lines. That means keep the paintbrush down. Only pick up the brush if you need to. Reload it with paint. Sometimes people have a bad habit of just keep lifting up the brush. And if you did that with a marker, your outline would be pretty sloppy. So I'm close up now so you can see a little bit of the work that we did in the eyes with the green and the purple. And right now I'm using a black Posca paint marker. This one here I played around a little bit with the blue, and then I was like, I went back over it with the black. So sometimes I like to experiment a little bit. We really want to take our time on our eyes. As you can see right now, I'm going to have to touch them up a little bit more. And that's the cool thing about the Posca paint markers, is that you can do these really fine detailed outlining. And also we have all these different colors. So now I'm going in with the purple. I'm going with a little bit of emerald green. Now this is light green. Alright, this marker here is Posca's called Red Wine, which is a dark red. And I'm going to use that for most of our outlining today. And you can see it's creating contrast. Now it's making it readable. So contrast is when artists use opposite things together to make their artwork readable. So the opposite of black is white. So black words on a white piece of paper are readable. Because we have these light tinted colors, you can see this darker value that I'm using is creating contrast, just like a black outline. Wow, look how adorable the bunny looks today. It's so cute. It might be too cute, guys. I can't take it. Alright. So the inner part of the ear, I'm going to switch to fuchsia. It's like a red violet. Okay, we're going to create those rosy cheeks. We'll also add a little bit of that color for the tongue. And then I'm going to go in with the fuchsia again, add a little bit of the darker value. Can't forget those eyebrows and those eyelashes. And now we're going to add a little bit of detail. So this is a white marker, adding a little bit of outlining. So these are called highlights. So you can see now it's adding just another layer of our value. So we have our dark, medium, light, and then you need your highlights. This is going to create a cool lighting effect. So this is Robin Green. And I'm going to lighten it up a little bit with the white Posca paint marker. So you notice we did a lot of color mixing right on the canvas today. So the right hand side, I'm also going in with the Robin Green and the white. And look at how handy that Posca paint marker comes in. So this is going to be the background I'm going to add to my character. Obviously you could add whatever background you want, but these are little hearts I'm going to be adding. So I started off with a light pink, and then I have white. So I want the top of the heart to be lighter. And as it goes to the bottom of the heart, it's going to get darker. So I oftentimes use Posca paint markers just like I would paint in a paintbrush. I like to color mix right on the canvas. And now here's just pink, regular pink, and that's going to establish that darker value. So you've probably heard me talk about 3 values. When you use 3 values, look at the difference, guys. Look how 3-dimensional these are looking. They're so awesome. This is the fuchsia. Look at that beautiful color. So golden fluid acrylics are amazing, and you can see the Posca paint markers. Those colors are very vibrant, very colorful. So these stars, I'm going to start off with basically a plus sign, and I'm going to do curved lines where they intersect. This color that I'm using is called ivory. It's a very light yellow. And now I'm going to outline with a yellow Posca paint marker. This is actually the 3M. So the 3M has a little bit of a finer point to it. So it's better for some of these detailed outlinings. Now as a painter, you always want to stand back from your artwork. And as you know, you can stand back and look at your blending and your gradations of value. So sometimes when you stand back, you can kind of see it a little bit better. And here goes that circle tool once again, helping me out with the pearls. I'm just using a black Posca paint marker to fill those in. Well, I hope you're enjoying my acrylic on canvas series. Check out my playlist. Got a lot of acrylic on canvas. I love to paint, guys. Love. And I hope you love painting with me. And if you do, drop a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I'd like to hear from you guys. And you could also give me maybe a request of what you'd like me to paint next. Just going to add some little dots here. I'm actually just trying to kill some time because I needed those black dots to dry. Now I can go ahead and put the highlights in them. I'm going to go back over this highlight on the cup. So once again, check out my acrylic on canvas playlist at the end of this video. And remember, Sketch Lab for Kids is a full art curriculum. We do it all.